Hello everyone and welcome to Sharp-Dressed Gaming, and today we're back to some Sharp-Dressed VGC. I know I missed Friday, but I have been a little bit sick and you might hear me cough once or twice. I'll try and mute if I do cough, but I think I'm feeling a little bit better, and I wanted to get an episode out for you guys so we can get back on schedule with starting a team on Mondays. Now, I am a little upset that I didn't get to record early in the week because I actually had a battle with Aaron Cybertron Zhang when I was on Battle Spot. He uploaded his side of the battle, and it was really cool to see what he thought of the team, where the weaknesses were, that kind of stuff. And he actually used Mega Alakazam, which I personally think is a really good Mega for VGC. It is a little weak to, it's actually super weak to Sucker Punch, but you're seeing less Bisharp now, so it's not as huge of a deal. I do love Mega Alakazam, and as you can see, this team's a little weak to Mega Alakazam because Mega Lopunny and Nidoking. He also had a Rotom Wash, which I've been finding Rotom Wash is kind of a problem for this team as well. We don't have anything super effective against it, and it's really just my Rotom kind of smacking it until it faints. That being said, I do have my fan on during this video. I'm trying to see if it does affect the audio at all. Hopefully it doesn't, because it makes my recording a little bit easier so it's not blistering hot in my room. But if you guys notice it, let me know. I'm also going to listen to the video, so I'll know as well. I'm going to hit the challenge button. We're sitting at 1553, 8 losses. I did have a disconnect, so I think it counted as a loss. So hopefully, I haven't had it happen during a video yet. So hopefully that doesn't happen today. But I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with this team, practicing while I was unable to record. But we got a 1591 rated player from Germany, Kazumi. Let's see what they're bringing here. It looks like a Landers, T, Salamence, Breloom, Rotom Heat, Melodic, and Aegislash. Now, Glaceon doesn't like a lot of these Pokemon. Rotom Heat, Aegislash doesn't really have anything for Melodic. Breloom can be super effective, but we're also super effective against it. But there's a Landorus and a Salamence, so I really want to bring Glaceon. I think I need Rotom for the Melodic. Do I need Nidoking? I think Nidoking would be good. But I also like Lopunny, because we can low kick that Aegislash. But Nidoking's got Poison Jab for the Breloom, Earthquake for the Aegislash, Rock Slide for the Rotom. I think I'll bring Nidoking. I think I'm going to go with my typical lead of Rotom, Togekiss, Nidoking, and Glaceon. And let's hit confirm. Now, we do want to keep that Rotom around, because it'll be good against his Rotom Heat, and it's really the only thing we have for the Melodic. So we got to make sure he doesn't have Melodic before we bring Rotom. Now, I would be surprised if he doesn't bring Melodic, because it is so good against my team. That is another problem. We really only have the Rotom, and the Rotom isn't that offensive. It's more of a defensive Rotom. But let's see if we can take advantage of it somehow. We gotta, really the only thing Rotom has to watch out for is the Breloom, because it does have super effective Bullet Seed. But we will see, we will see. If he does lead with the Breloom, I'll probably just protect with Rotom and Air Slash it. Maybe follow me the next turn, Will-O-Wisp, that kind of nonsense. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. My opponent taking almost the full time there. Really thinking about that team. I'd be surprised if he brings both Landorus and Salamence. Just because really my only physical Pokemon, my only typically physical Pokemon is a Lopunny. Nidoking is physical as well, but not a lot of people expect that. He actually does lead with Breloom and Rotom. So we're probably going to see a Bullet Seed or a Spore go after my Rotom, and then a Thunderbolt in my Togekiss. Now my Togekiss should be able to take one, so I'm just going to protect Rotom. Actually, let's not do that. Let's Will-O-Wisp the Breloom and follow me with the Togekiss. Breloom actually protects this turn, unfortunately, so my poor little Togekiss is going to get hit. Actually, Rotom also protects. Just trying to see what I'm doing. He doesn't really have anything that Breloom can switch into. I guess he just wanted to see what my Rotom is going to be going after. So I think I'll just Hydro Pump his Rotom Heat this turn. Let's protect Togekiss. I'm assuming Breloom is going to either Spore or Switch, and then Rotom switches out. Okay, so neither one switch out. So let's see if Breloom Spores Togekiss. Yes. And Rotom goes for the Will-O-Wisp onto my Rotom, just to get that residual damage, but we're going to get a nice Hydro Pump off if we connect. We do connect. It shouldn't knock out, because again, we're more defensive than offensive, which we see there. We do see the Citrus Berry on his Rotom, making me think that he's also a little more defensive than our Rotom. Now this turn, Breloom's probably going to try and Spore again, so I'm going to Will-O-Wisp it. And we're going to follow me with the Togekiss. Yeah, I expect Breloom to Spore this turn, or they might just go for Double Protect again. Excuse me. So Togekiss is going to follow me. And let's see what ends up happening here. Breloom does go for Spore onto the Togekiss. I'm assuming it was for Togekiss anyway, since our Rotom is Will-O-Wisp, and do we see Thunderbolt? My Rotom is faster. We already saw that last turn. I'm going to get the burn off onto the Breloom, though, and his Rotom is going to Thunderbolt. Should do a nice amount. Yeah, it's going to do a little over half to Togekiss. And unfortunately, Togekiss is probably going to go down here, so I'm just going to protect my Rotom. Just going to protect my Rotom, because I don't want to get Bullet Seeded. And I'll try and protect Togekiss, although it still needs one turn of guaranteed sleep, so his Rotom should take us out this turn. His Breloom's probably going to Bullet Seed my Rotom, which I could live because of Citrus Berry, and he is burned, so it would make his Bullet Seed do less. But I just want to be able to get my Glaceon out here to Ice Beam his Breloom. Now he's going to Bullet Seed. And, oh, he actually doubled into Rotom there instead of Togekiss, interestingly enough. So he's gonna get a little burn damage on Breloom, and some burn damage on my Rotom. Now, seeing that he's wanting to double into Rotom, I'm gonna Hydro Pump his Rotom, and then we're gonna try and follow me with Togekiss. Togekiss will probably stay asleep, yep, but his Breloom is faster than my Rotom, so we'll see the Bullet Seed. Hopefully he only gets 2. Oh, even if he gets more than 2, we'll be plenty fine. That burn coming in handy there. We can get our Citrus Berry, and we see 2 Bullet Seeds. And that's all. So that's good. And as long as we connect this Hydro, and we do, this should knock out his Rotom. And there it goes. So we get to keep our Rotom around for a little bit longer. I'm thinking he has Melodic, seeing as how much he's gunning after my poor little Rotom. Excuse me. So I don't think he'll bring it in here. He probably has Landorus now. I'm gonna expect Landorus to come in here because he's not worried about Togekiss. So he probably has Melodic. Actually, has Aegislash. He does have Aegislash. So again, we want to keep Rotom alive. So I'm actually going to bring in Nidoking where Rotom is. And we're going to follow me with Togekiss. Expecting Togekiss to get knocked out here. I'm going to withdraw the Rotom because, again, if he has Melodic, we want to be able to use it against him. I'm going to bring in Nidoking. Togekiss does wake up, so he'll get to follow me off. Togekiss should be going down here because it'll probably take a Bullet Seed. Yep, and then it will take a Flash Cannon, I assume, from the Aegislash. Unless he really wanted to make sure Rotom went down and went for Shadow Ball, which I still don't know that Togekiss will live. He did go for Flash Cannon, so assumably going straight for the kill on Togekiss there. So Togekiss will faint. And we'll see some Life Orb damage onto the Aegislash. Breloom's going to take a little more burn damage. And I'm going to bring in my Glaceon. Excuse me. Now, I'm expecting Aegislash to King Shield and Breloom to try and Spore. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to Poison Jab the Breloom, and I'm going to actually Shadow Ball the Aegis Slash, because if Aegis Slash does stay in Blade form, it'll get knocked out from this. Breloom does protect. Does the Aegis Slash protect, though? I'm assuming it's going to. Yes, it does. Excuse me. So we do see the King Shield from the Aegis Slash. And I'm going to try and Poison Jab. It won't work. I'll try and Shadow Ball. Also won't work. And Breloom's going to take a little more burn damage. Now, I think I just go for that play again. Because Aegis Slash might Flash Cannon my Glaceon, but we are Focus Sash. Actually, well, you could double up. There's a Mach Punch from Breloom. That's going to hurt. Not as much as I thought it would. Poison Jab should take out the Breloom, though. I thought about protecting there, but I did not, alas. We're going to get the Shadow Ball off onto the Aegis Slash. It won't do very much because it is in shield. And we don't see the weakness policy, excuse me. Does look like he doubled into Glaceon. I did kind of think about protecting there, but I did not, obviously. Now, the question is his excuse me, is his last Pokemon Salamence because of that? It actually is Melodic, so that's why he wasn't as worried about the Nidoking, because Melodic can easily take care of a Nidoking. So I'm just going to Earthquake with Nidoking, because I don't want Aegis Slash sticking around if it does end up living in him. I'm just going to Thunderbolt the Melodic, or if he doesn't end up King Shielding. Melodic does protect here. I'm assuming Aegis Slash doesn't King Shield. It actually does. Okay. Just get a little more burn damage off of my Rotom, I assume. We're going to see that King Shield. And then Nidoking tries Earthquake, but it won't work. And Rotom is going to try and Thunderbolt, but it also won't work. Now, do we think the Aegis Slash has Wide Guard? I think either way I have to go for the Poison Jab here. And the Thunderbolt into Melodic. Just because I need the Melodic out of the way. Nidoking, actually I don't know if Nidoking can deal with Aegis Slash. Because if it does have Wide Guard, I can't hit it. Because I have Poison Jab, which is immune to. And then we have Earthquake and Rock Slide. Though eventually the Aegis Slash will run out of Wide Guards. So let's see if he does in fact carry that Wide Guard. Which if he does, then his Aegis Slash is wasting the turn. And hopefully we can get enough damage off on this Melodic to take it out, though I don't think we will. Just because Melodics are very bulky. And it's not a Choice Scarf Melodic because we did just see it protect. So I'm thinking he might not have Wide Guard because his Aegis Slash is obviously afraid to attack. So we don't see Wide Guard, so I'm going to Poison Jab, which does over half of the Melodic, and we're going to Thunderbolt as well, which should take it out. Yes. We take out the Melodic, which is just perfect, because now we have a Rotom and a Nidoking gets Aegis Slash, though Aegis Slash will probably take out Rotom here, I'd assume. We're going to see the Shadow Ball into that Rotom, which will knock it out. And seeing as how he hasn't Wide Guarded yet, and he has a Life Orb Aegis Slash, which typically you won't see Wide Guard on Life Orb, I'm thinking that we might have it. So I'm just going to Earthquake here. He'll probably King Shield. Nope, he's just going to let us take him out with the Earthquake. And that is going to be Game 1 for us. Honestly, a scary game. Again, he didn't bring anything that was weak to Glaceon's Stab. But Glaceon did end up bringing that 8. Well, Glaceon didn't really do too much in this game. And apparently we're just going to sit here on the Nidoking, watching over his field. Hopefully we're not disconnecting. There we go. But yeah, Glaceon really didn't do much this game. It did draw away from Nidoking, which is nice. But other than that, it didn't really do too much. It did do some damage to Aegis Slash, not that it mattered in the end. And yes, I'd like to continue battling. Just because Earthquake would have taken out Blade form Aegis Slash easily. But still, Glaceon did what it needed to do. So we're going to hit that challenge by one more time. We're sitting at 1570 now after that with 11 wins, 8 losses, total of 19 battles. And let's see who we pick up for our final match here of today. It's Caesar from Minnesota, United States. Seen a lot of Minnesota players, which is great. For those of you who don't know, originally from Minnesota, now in Wisconsin. We see another melodic, which is not good. I kind of want to bring Glaceon here, but then again I don't, because I had him on top and the melodic. I do need Rotom, I know that. But is this a rain team disguise with that Ludicolo and then the Thunderous carrying the rain? Maybe. I could bring Togekiss. I don't know that I want to. I could bring Lopunny. I think I want to lead Lopunny Togekiss. I need Rotom for my final Pokemon. I could bring Nidoking, or Heatran, or Glaceon. Well, Rotom can kind of take care of that Landorus, but that's putting a lot on Rotom. We saw that Nidoking did a ton to that melodic, but Ludicolo outspeeds Nidoking too. I think we're going to have to go with Glaceon here. Yeah, let's do that. Unfortunately, not bringing Heatran. Heatran puts in work when he needs to, but with 2 water types on the other side, I don't. And a Landorus. And a Kangaskhan. And a him on top. Just everything stacks up against Heatran. So not really worth bringing him. So we're going to lead Lopunny Togekiss. Hopefully he doesn't lead with that Landorus. Hopefully Glaceon is enough to scare him. He does lead with him on top though, which typically carry Intimidate, which will be annoying. Actually double Fake Out here. He does have the double Fake Out here. So in that case, I'm going to Mega Evolve and Protect with Lopunny. This is why I like carrying both Fake Out and Protect. For situations like, well, like this one, and when you use Fake Out and then you're in and you want to Protect. It does kind of lower on your versatility, but Return and Low Kick do quite the amount of damage, so I'm not super upset about not having them. We're going to see the Kangaskhan Mega Evolve as well, of course, and probably Fake Out. Well, I'm assuming they both Fake Out here. Kangaskhan actually protects. Does him on top go for Close Combat, though? I'm assuming he went for Close Combat onto Lopunny. We do see the Close Combat onto Lopunny. Alright. I'm going to use Low... Am I going to use Low Kick? It's not going to knock him out because we are at -1. I could bring in Glaceon and just take a hit. Or I could bring in Rotom and have Togekiss take 2 hits. Which I think I'll have to do. Yeah, switch in Rotom. And let's use Follow Me with Togekiss. So Togekiss is probably taking a Double Edge into Close Combat. I don't know that it'll live a Double Edge. So Rotom might have to take a Close Combat. Actually withdraws the Kangaskhan. Really afraid of that Low Kick. It wouldn't have knocked him out, though. We do see the Landorus come in, though, to get another Intimidate off. Lopunny is out now, though, so Togekiss... And actually withdraws him on top as well, interestingly enough. And brings in Melodic, so... Both the things that Rotom wants to deal with here. So Togekiss will get the Follow Me off. It won't matter because of nothing being here. But I'm just going to try and Will-O-Wisp that Landorus. If it does end up switching out, then good for us. And I think I also go for Tailwind with Togekiss. Or do I Air Slash? No, it's not going to do enough to the Melodic for it to matter. And Landorus does just go straight for a Rock Slide. Probably trying to fish for some flinches here. Togekiss does get the Tailwind off, so even if Rotom flinches this turn, which he does not, and he also lands a Will-O-Wisp, so honestly, Landorus is my last problem right now. And Melodic is actually going to go for the Icy Wind, which I believe still makes us faster. Actually, I don't know about the Landorus. But the Landorus is burned, so I'm not as concerned about it. We're going to get some leftovers recovery with the Togekiss, bringing us back up to half, and the Landorus is burned. Now, I could bring in Glaceon here, but I don't know that we need to. I'm just going to Thunderbolt Melodic. I'm going to Air Slash the Landorus in case we are faster than it. I don't think we are, though. Nope, Landorus is going to be faster now because of that Icy Wind. He's going to get another Rock Slide off. It's not going to knock out either of my Pokemon. Even with the critical hit on the Togekiss, we'll get an Air Slash off on that Landorus. It does a nice amount, and we also get to Thunderbolt off on Melodic. Bring that Melodic down to half. Do we see Citrus? We do get the Paralysis, and we do see Citrus as well. Actually, no. We see Moringa increasing the special defense. Very interesting. They're gonna go straight for the Scald onto my Roach. I'm getting a critical hit. We don't see a burn though, because I think burn would happen before. We saw Paralysis happen before the Moringa. Interesting berry on that Melodic, a Moringa berry. So now we'll be able to live a Thunderbolt, which ain't good. But Lopunny can also just come in and return it, so I'm not super upset by that. Actually, I'm just going to protect my Rotom this turn. And I'm going to Air Slash the Melodic. I think Togekiss will actually faint this turn to a Rock Slide. But I'm going to protect my Rotom just to keep it healthy for another turn. We're going to see another Rock Slide from the Landorus, of course, because I'm assuming it is Choice Scarfed into that. Doesn't knock out my Togekiss. Does it flinch, though? It does not. So I'll get an Air Slash off on this Melodic. It does have a chance to flinch, which it does. Which I'm assuming it was just going for another Scald onto my Rotom. And Landorus is also going to take a little more burn damage. Now, I'd rather keep Rotom around. So I'm actually going to switch out into Glaceon here. I'm going to protect with Togekiss. I'm switching into Glaceon because I really don't need Glaceon at this point, because Landorus is going to faint fairly soon to the burn, and Glaceon can't do much to the Melodic. Kangaskhan has got Low Kick or Power Up Punch, and then there's a Hitmontop, so Glaceon really doesn't need to be here. The Rock Slide doing nothing to Glaceon, and we actually see Recover from Melodic, so I probably should have just gone for the Thunderbolt. So unfortunately, Melodic's getting higher up in health, but I'd rather have my Rotom be around for a little bit longer. Tailwind does peter out here, so I will go for another Tailwind. And I was going to go for Shadow Ball and Melodic, but if we get that special defense drop, it's going to get a boost. But then again, if we get special defense drop, then Rotom should be able to take care of it a little easier. And actually, yeah, it's Tailwind. Let's Tailwind just to be safe. I was going to double a Melodic there, but I'd rather get the Tailwind up so that I can for sure outspeed things with Rotom and the like. Now, this shouldn't knock out either of my Pokemon. Yep. Critical hit on the Glaceon even. Glaceon flinches, Togekiss does not. We get the Tailwind up. Excuse me. And Melodic does get a Scald off. Probably going for Glaceon. Actually goes for Togekiss, taking it out. So, glad I got the thing off. Does Landorus fall? No, it has about 1 hit point left. Has about 1 left. And actually, Glaceon doesn't outspeed. There's a whole thing about that, how Glaceon will not outspeed in Tailwind. I could... Actually, I'm just going to go into Lopunny and take the Rock Slide. It should be fine. Should be fine taking that Rock Slide. And, yeah. Alright, now Glaceon. I'm actually going to switch Glaceon out into Rotom. And Lopunny's going to fake out the Melodic. Now, I'm doing this because of the Intimidate in the back. And again, like I said, we don't need Glaceon, so I'm going to bring in Rotom, and now I'm able to switch out actually Melodic Protects. Should have just faked out the Landorus to save on health, but what are you going to do? We see Landorus Rock Slide. Lopunny actually does avoid. I'd rather the Rotom avoided because I need him around for the Melodic. And Landorus will fall this turn. Now, he might bring in the Hitmontop here, which I'd rather he brought in Kangaskhan. But I know he won't. Yep, there's him on top. There is him on top. So we're gonna get he's gonna get the Intimidate off. He's going to get the Intimidate off. So I'm actually just going to Will-O-Wisp Rotom, and we're going to switch Lopunny out for Glaceon, or are we going to Protect to waste another turn here? I'm going to Protect with Lopunny. So I can just waste a little time of his, probably going for the close combat onto the Lopunny. Actually goes for Feint into Lopunny. So I probably should have just switched Melodic, probably going for the Scald here. Excuse me. Which, if he gets a burn, or if the Melodic gets the burn, this is not going to be good. We are going to see the Scald into Lopunny. Please do not burn me. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Lopunny is not looking good, though. I am going to Thunderbolt. Who am I going to Thunderbolt here? It's not looking good, folks. Oh, we actually had a communication error. Is that me? Well, I'm going to Thunderbolt Melodic. And I'm going to switch in Glaceon. And let's see who that was. Of course, it was us. It was us. That's why I don't like to assume that people quit on their own, because sometimes it's their internet. And now it's going to look like we quit. So, I think this episode is getting a little long, so we are unfortunately going to cut it off there. But who knows what was going to happen there. Like I said, I was going to Thunderbolt Hitmontop and switch out Lopunny into Glaceon, presumably taking a close combat to get knocked out. Get a little damage off on the Hitmontop. And then the following turn, Thunderbolt the Melodic, return the Hitmontop, hopefully knocking it out. And then protecting on when Kangaskhan came in, Thunderbolting again. You get the idea. It could have gone either way, so I'm not entirely sure, but all I know is I hate the internet here. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Bye!